Hello students and welcome to this woodworking video. Today we're getting to know the joiner. It takes the place of a hand plane. It's good for straightening warps and joining edges. This brings us to three important woodworking vocabulary words. A rectangular prism, like a piece of wood, has 6 sides to it. In woodworking, we have special names for those sides. Each one is a pair. So there are technically 3 terms you have to learn here. And they all have to do with the grain of the board. So this large surface here where we see most of the grain is known as the face. The side of the board that runs the same length as the face, it has similar grain, is called the edge. Where that grain ends on the end of the board, we call that the end. That's where you see the growth rings they talk about in science class all the time. The joiner can only cut faces and edges, never end grain. When using the joiner, our wood starts on the infeed table. It moves over the blade, which is covered by this guard to protect us, and then it finishes by moving on to the outfeed table. A push stick or a shoe is a homemade device that we use to protect our fingers. It helps us push the wood through and keep our hands away from the blade. Thinking about the blade, if the guard were removed, this should never be done by a student. This silver piece right here is the blade. It's razor sharp. There are 3 of them housed on this cylinder piece known as the cutter head. They spin very rapidly to remove material as it goes through the machine. This is the edge of a board that came straight from the sawmill. The large teeth of the band sawmill left this pretty rough. Here's the opposite edge that's been cut by a bandsaw here, which is a much smoother edge. Neither one of these edges are really straight, so we want to try and straighten at least one of them here on the joiner before moving to the next piece of equipment. So this has been your introduction to the joiner. Next episode we'll go into detail about how to use it safely.